Coming up in today's video, 7 more ways you are inadvertently destroying your bike. If you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click on that notification icon so that you get notified every time we upload a new video. Caring for your bike properly really can be as easy as a walk in the park. Take this one for example. A few of us are fortunate enough to have a set of carbon wheels and a set of aluminium wheels. Not using the correct brake pads on both of these is one surefire way to ruin the wheels really quickly. Carbon wheels often come with their own set of specific brake pads, and this is what you should absolutely use when using those carbon wheels. If you do use aluminium rim brake pads on your carbon wheels, you'll notice that little bits of metal and flintstone off the road will have ingrained themselves into the pad. Using these then on your carbon wheels is going to wear them really quickly, ruining that braking surface. And it's also worth noting that it can ruin your aluminium wheels as well if you don't regularly pick out the little pieces of stone and metal that make their way into these pads. Do you live or ride frequently in a sandy area? Sand has a habit of getting absolutely everywhere that it really shouldn't, and nothing will wear out a bearing faster than a few grains of sand that have made it past the seal and into the bearing. I know we've all seen the world's top cyclocross riders training in the sand, but don't forget there's some fantastic sponsors and the world's best mechanics looking after them. So next time you ride somewhere sandy, make sure you check your bearings are spinning freely and you give your bike a good rinse down. If you live near the seaside, this is especially important for you to take into account. Even if you don't directly ride through sand, sand that gets blown onto the road or carried in the wind can really work its way into your bike. So if you think there's even a small chance you've got sand on your bike, it really is worth giving it a good deep clean. Many parts of even the most expensive bikes on earth will eventually succumb to the elements if left uncared for. And one of the most prominent things you can expect to see is the dreaded orange of rust. Moisture and oxygen are the biggest culprits when it comes to rust, but fortunately we can do something about them. We're not going to tackle oxygen. Not only is it crucial to life, it's also all around us, so it'd be pretty hard to get rid of. But moisture is quite easy. Simply wipe down your bike on any parts that's susceptible to rusting after any session you've done, either indoors or outdoors. You may find it even easier to use a water dispelling spray, especially on your chain, your cables, or inside of your derailleurs. Doing this will ensure the longevity of your equipment. A freely spinning bearing and the correct grease is going to last much longer than one that hasn't been greased at all, or one that was smeared with the wrong grease in the first place. Pay good attention to your bearings because these do bear the brunt of all the weather conditions you're likely to ride through. For winter riding, it's a good idea to pack your bearings with a bit more grease than you would in the warmer, drier months. That way they can stand up to a bit more abuse from the weather. You can even get waterproof grease if you live somewhere with really bad weather. This will create a bit more resistance when you're riding. Basically, it will be harder to spin the bearings, so you need to make the decision whether a bit more speed is more important to you than reducing the amount of maintenance you need to do. In a world where bikes and components are being made with increasing frequency from lightweight carbons and alloys, it has never been more important than now to use a torque wrench. This is to ensure we stay within the manufacturer recommended settings. Always follow the advice printed on your components or in their user guides to make sure that you stay within their tolerances. One way to keep your bike reliably functional is to give it a quick once-over after the grimiest of rides. You do not always need to carry out a deep clean and degrease, but a quick wipe with a cloth will remove the worst contaminants from your bike and help keep it in good working condition for longer. If you've ridden in really bad conditions though, it really is worth giving your bike a proper clean. It might seem like the last thing you want to do after a properly grim bike ride, but you'll thank yourself for it later, I promise. One of the most common causes of chipped paintwork on a bike is a poorly maintained chain. A chain that's become clogged, thick and grimy will stick to the front chain rings and it will get sucked up into the bottom of your chainstay. You can avoid this by giving your chain a quick once over every now and again, or maybe even using a lighter weight lube. As an added bonus, a clean chain is going to last longer, saving you money. The grit and grime on a dirty chain can basically act as a grinding paste that will eat away at the rollers on your chain. And as that chain gets more worn, it will also wear out your cassette and your chain rings, leading to a pretty expensive bill if you need to replace all of those parts at once. So there you have it, 7 common mistakes. Are you guilty of any of these, or do you know someone that is? Drop it down in the comments below. And if you want another video to watch right now, click just there.